10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Navi's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah.
Alliance's turn to pick. Navi's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Welcome back, everybody, here to your coverage of the D2CL. We are here for the semi-final. Normally, you'd say like winners bracket or lower bracket, but it's a single elimination bracket here for the D2CL with almost 125,000 USD up for grabs. Of course, great shout out to the community who have also fueled the prize pool, as well as Dailymotion, who pumped up the original money and sponsorship to get this tournament off the ground and happening. Remember, go out and buy those tickets almost at the 1v1 competition, which you guys at home, the community, get to decide who plays it out. For now, we're getting into game number 2. Without any further ado, let's get ourselves in there. I welcome in my co-caster. He is famed from all around the world, and he is joining me for our second match ever in history of casting. It is a luminous man. Welcome back for game number 2. How's my good little leprechaun? How's my good little leprechaun?
For that overrated introduction about fame all over the world, but sure, I'll take that for now. I'll take that for now. It's gonna be Doom Dazzle for Navi, and Doom, they run it a lot, and they always run it differently. Sometimes Crow on the jungle, sometimes it's Funnick. I've seen Dendi on it once or twice, so who knows what's it gonna be. But they draft it quite early, and if you are doing a very similar style where Alliance picks up like 1 or 2 core, you doom him up, and suddenly all that tens of thousands of gold we spent on inventory, it's gone. It's useless. So this is a very, very great way to draft against Alliance, especially if S4 plays a hero like Spat Rider, who doesn't do too much damage aside from initiating.
Yeah. Yeah, but then again, as we saw from S4, that initiation it's so critical in so many of the Alliance plays. For me, like, he really turned that game around. He turned game to 1 so far around. I can't believe it even came that close at the very, very end. I really thought Alliance had it in the bag. And then they tried to push high ground against Navi for the first time.
Yeah, I actually think what a lot of the unsung hero for Alliance was EGM and Ake. We were saying, oh man, these two support, they don't do anything in terms of locking down. Most of their fights, they just spent running away from the Lycan and eventually dying. But what we didn't see on the background was Poison Nova was doing a lot of damage, the wards, and the Ice Blast. Remember that one fight where I think when Navi was running away and then suddenly 3 heroes just died instantly. It was just that combo. So I'm sure they did a lot of work throughout the team fight, but you know, we don't see it because they're not bringing the big red numbers.
Yeah. Well, right now, man, we have our first couple of pickups. So Bat Rider and Shadow Shaman, the Doom as well as the Dazzle. Still waiting for that Axe to come out from Alliance, considering Dazzle's on the field. You got to get through that Shallow Grave and not get annoyed by it. One way, use that ultimate. But Alliance is actually considering the Enigma. I know you were touching on it from the last game for Na'Vi, but it looks like, again, we will be denied our Black Hole depression. But
Alliance, unlike last game, so far they have all the initiation. We saw what S4 could have done on Bat Rider. Kuro was playing out of his mind on Shadow Shaman. This time, it's going to be in the hands of either EGM or Ake. And again, if you get a quick blink on that guy, he is pretty ferocious.
I just want to let everybody know that if you're searching for the Game 1 VOD, I've already uploaded it because I know some people are having some trouble depending on the resources in their regions with the live stream. So if you actually go directly to our channel, which is just dailymotion.com/join DOTA, you'll find the VOD for game number 1 already uploaded and available for your viewing pleasure. So yeah, if you had trouble before and you still want to check out that game, obviously don't turn the live stream off, keep that on. But you've already got your VOD, which you can play on your side screen if that's what your heart doth desire.
5 seconds remaining.
I just want to get the PR announcement out there.
That's a good one. I'm sure a lot of people were, or I saw a lot of people tweeting me. They're saying, "When's the VOD coming out? When's the VOD coming out?"
Yeah, well, it's up already. I believe it might still be processing, but yeah, check it out. Chen, we get a puppy Chen coming into the game, and a classic hero which we don't see much anymore, and very infamous for the Alliance Coddle PL combination.
I don't know. I don't know about this, man. I mean, I like Keeper. He's fine. He's just, he leads to other things.
Yeah, he leads to cancer. And it's not benign.
You know what? I'm very surprised that we actually have not seen Keeper of Light, judging on how push-oriented this patch has been. We've been seeing so much Lycan, right? He just mows down tower. I personally believe that Blinding Light is really good for that, and as well as Illuminate. But the hero is just forgotten.
Reserve time.
Yeah. He's... would you just say it's because he doesn't have a proper stun? And no, I'm not going to count Mana Leak.
Yes, no, I agree. He doesn't have a proper stun. Unless you're like Gosu Pro. I don't know who it was like that just used Blinding Light to push people up on cliffs in the Roshan pit. I mean, if you're doing stuff like that, that's better than a stun, right?
I even know the game you're talking about. And I actually think it was Alliance. I think it was actually Arcade.
Yeah.
It was Alliance. I remember that game. Ended up having, was it Liquid that went into the pit or something? No, I remember the moment because there was 3 heroes stranded up on top of the cliffs and they couldn't get back down again.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if that could happen again. Alliance this time though, they have the Roshan advantage, so we probably won't see exactly that. I'm just wondering if we do see the PL, because the PL is something which I don't think Na'Vi can really fight up against. Like Doombringer already has a hard enough time for mana as it is. If you get a Diffuser Blader up on that PL, he starts running through Dazzle and Chen, you're going to lose your quick heals, you're going to lose a lot of your stuff, and then what are you supposed to do for your next heroes? You get Centaur?
Okay.
I suppose, will we answer our question from game number 1? Yes, Luminous, we will be seeing a Centaur tonight.
You know what's the best way to deal with, pesky initiation, your random hexes? I don't care, I'm gonna just press my ult and just run at you as a sheep and just hit you with my War Runner ultimate. That's a way to deal with it. Na'Vi takes out Luna, which I actually find surprising because the first 3 pick, they have like the makeup of a very aura-based strat, and here we go. It's gonna be Keeper PL.
Man, I think it was just Puppy looking at it going, Shadow Shaman, Batrás, they got Initiation, they got Level of Push. If they have the Luna, they just sit back and farm and they'll kill us at the end of the day. Like, that I think was...
What's the difference here with PL?
Yeah, there's actually no difference whatsoever. This is, welcome to S4, back in the captain's drafting seat there. Yeah. We go back to the old school Alliance.
Is S4 the one to blame, I guess, for all of this?
Is S4... I don't know if S4 is the one to blame. Because the funny thing is that you can't even blame Ice Frog. He's changed the meta around so much that it's so dynamic that you can do any draft you want to. There's actually no proper way to ban out every pocket strat a team would have unless they have like one pocket strat. And that's just the way it works these days. So something like a Coddle PL, you talk about Coddle like going by the wayside. It's still a completely legitimate draft.
Yes.
And their balance is still perfect as well. Centaur, you want him to run in there, but he's going to do very little damage when Shadow Shaman controls him. The Batrás is probably just going to try and focus on the Doombringer, jump him at the very, very start, and buy the time for the Diffuser Blade PL to beat down on him. And I really don't know what they're going to put as Dendi's last hero here, because they need something which can directly take care of the PL. I am almost thinking they just go the Magnus in this game. Give everybody cleave, let them deal with the PL illusions, and then let the Doom focus on the PL directly.
It does give them very, very good team fight. Another suggestion to that will be Puck. And there you go. Puck gets drafted. And the reason for being so is because Phantom Lancer isn't one of those BKB carries. So if you know where he is in the general vicinity, you can just lock him down with the Dream Coil, and there's nothing PL could do about it. If he wants to run, he's eating the stun for sure.
No. Well, man, S4 final pickup. What's it going to be for him? Does he go the Magnus? The son of Magnus return?
I think he's playing the Bat.
You think he'd be the Bat? Which means that we need an Admiral Bulldog style hero.
10 seconds remaining.
I think Timbersaw would do fine here. I mean, there's a ton of strength heroes, so the burst damage will be welcomed. The counter push will be welcomed.
The only problem then be Puck is actually going to be able to initiate on him properly, like really strongly.
You know, actually, this draft so far for the first 4 pick of Alliance, it's going to be a Dragon Knight. So Bat off lane, S4's Dragon Knight. We've seen this match a bit back in TI3, that the Puck versus DK. Which side do you stand? Has the edge?
For me right now, I'm putting it in Alliance's back pocket. Like
you mean the entire draft or just the mid lane?
I'm talking about the entire draft.
Okay.
Because I'm still looking at it from the angle of middle lane. DK should be able to beat out Puck if he can get the early bottle up and running. Because then it just becomes a battle of the spammy DPS. And in that scenario, I think Alliance will be able to come out on top. And even if you don't have the bottle, RK could move himself down and just give a bit of a hand. As far as like Coddle, PL, Shadow Shaman, I don't see heroes like Dazzle and Chen being able to get in close. Unless Chen is able to power level. That'll be one way to do it. Like if he is level 5 and comes in with 2 creeps, they can dive back behind towers and then catch them out. But that's the only way I really see him getting the upper hand at that one. Lotus should have free space. And then the final lane, which is Bat Rider going up against, will be a Centaur. It should be the Bat Rider on top. And you're already seeing Alliance 5-man smoking. They're trying to start this one off with a bang.
Unfortunately, they're gonna land at Havos. It's gonna be caught this time, but he does have Scourge.
No.
But, unfortunately, that was not enough. So what Havos did there was he saved the skill point, which is generally what you should do. Saw the gank coming, immediately gave himself the greatest chance of survival, but it obviously did not matter.
Everything from Alliance hit. The second the Lance went, the Shackles directly after. There was a full channel Illuminate. There was no massive way to stay on top of this. So Alliance will back themselves up. There's no reason now where they should keep like multiple heroes in the bottom lane. You're off to a great start. Who actually got it was the first kill, in fact, went the way of RK. So you're going to have supports with a little bit more money this time around. I was actually kind of thinking if DOTA, if they could time it, the DOTA could get the last hit, we could be looking at a very quick Radiance. But right now, probably not.
All right, so...
and then they get a DD rune to boot. Man, can Alliance get any, like, a better start to this game right now?
They also dropped down a couple of wards, which is going to give Puppy... Oh, no, Puppy's going to find an immediate D ward. Nicely done.
I think he saw without moving, because they didn't come around the tree line. It was an easy guess. So it was either going to be over on this cliff on the side, or somewhere either in or to the side. Yeah, and so that one ward sees everything up there. Yeah. Well, cool. Let's actually switch ourselves to the CS sport, because we're going to watch the middle lane now. Top lane, like, Funnet's going to stay in close. He's going to get levels, but then again with the DD on RK, maybe not as much as he would hope. Bottom lane is just going to be Admiral Bulldog versus Havorst, but Havorst has stick, so he should also be fine down there on the bottom lane. The middle lane is going to be where we'll find our action. Yeah. And S4's already got that. I talked about early bottle. It's already coming out to him before the minute mark. He just rushed it straight away. Yeah, and that Cisco in the level 1 engagement, pretty helpful there. So the Dendi's doing an excellent job in terms of denying a ton of farm going to S4. Yeah, I imagine we're not going to see too much action until we're going to see maybe the support starts to roam. In terms of support roaming, I find it difficult for Alliance actually to get kills on Dendi mid because, I mean, what, Keeper Shadow Shaman gank? That's not exactly effective. Yeah, it's not really the combination that will win you the game, but we know these lineups. We know these lineups a lot. Like it's almost the no fun lineups. Back to the old Naga TI2 days. You know, it's zone out the top, it's zone out the off lanes. Middle lane have their own personal battles. If somebody gets the first blood here, then your momentum starts to shift. But it's just it's the old-fashioned 1v1 in mid. It's nothing extra on top of that one. RK will stack jungle, he farms with Illuminate. You'll have Chen that will stack jungle, he'll farm with Tornado. This is what we're used to. This is the old-fashioned days of Dota. Yeah, and I think if you're playing old-fashioned Dota, Alliance has a very old-fashioned draft, right? With the Kato PL.
And if you look at what they're bringing to the table, they have very greedy heroes. Shadow Shaman is an extremely greedy support. He wants that blink, but you know, where is he gonna get it from? PL, he wants all items, every one of them, and he needs a long time to...
You know how I said Doombringer should be fine on the bottom lane? Saw his life points dropping at the last moment to see his death. He had 6 stacks of napalm up on him, and then Firefly from Admiral Bulldog gives him the first blood in the bottom lane.
I'm very tempted to take away that 5 from Hobos because Batrider does not have Flame Break. Like, how did that happen? I just don't know.
He just got massively stacked.
Yeah?
Like, when you have 6 stacks like that, even with your stick charge, because it's still only a basic stick, you get a burn out so fast, man. It's a 1 point Scorched Earth and 2 points Devour. I'm wondering if
to be fair, like, what are you gonna do? Just completely leave the lane? Like, whenever he has, you know, 3-4 stacks on you? I guess that's the way.
Isn't that what you have to do? Like, you get 6 stacks and you have to back up.
He just overestimated his survivability. But and now Tranquil's up on Batrider, and Batrider is just giving him the beatdown.
Surprised to what a Voice just leveled up. I thought he'd go for the second point up in the Scorched Earth and wait until level 5 before he thought about the level death, because he don't have a level 6 Batrider yet.
This is actually a very uncommon build. I mean, if Illidan did this, I was like, all right, that's Illidan for you guys. But it's a Voice, so we'll see what's gonna go happen. If he wants to just max level death from this point on, I'm a big fan. I miss the days where Doom runs at your early game and throwing down the big deeps, but we'll see. The
problem is you don't really get much big deeps from it. Like 125 is your burst damage from the
to support the big deeps either.
Yeah. The other major problem. Admiral Bulldog, though, maybe it will come in handy. The Shadow Wave already with the Troll Trap trying to hold him there. Is he gonna... it's not much point. He's going to anyway. And he might... Admiral Bulldog just stays west of the Black Dragons. And then just needs to buy some space. Tranquil Boots will kick in as well as Tango. He doesn't have to go back.
Yeah.
But he's going to anyway.
We could talk about who has the advantage.
Oh, Funnick's in trouble. Funnick's in a lot of trouble. But then again, actually, there's no mana leak. So
or the support's in trouble. They're trying to run away from him.
It was Arcade thinking, maybe I can kite this guy. If he had mana leak, maybe it would be a bit more of a problem, because I thought then Loader would rotate in. And then you see like Lancers, Shackles, Shocks. Instead, they're going to force out the top lane. Like Arcade, he's only got the 1 point up in the Illuminate, but with the creep wave that's there, they can melt down the wave, force out the tower. So it may not be too bad. They have brought in support though. Kuro as well as Funnick will be here on the top lane. So yeah, there's your Shocks as well as your Illuminate. Creep wave goes pretty low and there's a new one coming in for Alliance.
Yeah, but yeah, they will have rotation coming out from Kuro, and that should be fine. You know, I'm actually a little bit surprised that Centaur doesn't have that 1 point return. It really makes harassing a living nightmare for the supports. But regardless,
fortification. That's Dendi coming in right now. He's going to go for the Dream Call, catching out too. EGM as well as Arcade. Arcade will just take the stun while EGM just stays behind. He accepts his fate. At the same time, Dendi jumps up. That last shock from Kuro brought Funnick down very, very low.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Dendi was looking for...
Yeah, Puppy came around and denied the tower as well after that glyph, so it was perfect, immaculate play from Na'Vi. Gets a kill, prevents the tower from going down. And normally when you make a rotation as a puck against DK like that, you lose a chunk of health from your tier 1 tower, but Dendi made the rotation.
Oh, S4. Dendi's already used his phase shift. He has to orb away straight away. Backed into a corner and orbs up towards the high ground. Saw EGM coming down the mid. So if he got hexed up, Shackle, that would have then been Dendi's death, and the top lane, all the great players would account for naught.
But yeah, he's alive. Tier 1's alive for him as well in the mid lane, so good stuff from Dendi.
Avors has level 6 now in the bottom lane. We kind of should be keeping our eyes back down here, because Avors is still sitting at 21 for 6 up against this Batrider who's 20 for 8, but in comes Funnick, and now you're going to see his bonus DPS. He wants to get the Hoof Stomp off an Admiral Bulldog, but it's... no.
Fair skill, boys. Fair skill.
Yes. No, I'm not... Yeah. Doom kind of had to start with Doom for that to even in fact work.
Well, Funnick's going to be jungling for a little bit of return as well. Yeah, actually right now the supports for Alliance is doing an excellent job pulling the wave back. So Loda, despite having a tier 1 going down, he's just going to keep this equilibrium completely on his side. And we're wondering what kind of build he's going for. He's done the quick Midases, but this game, he wants to fight. It's going to be a quick Drums of Endurance from Loda.
I was kind of surprised at this though. I know Radiance Burn is probably not going to do as much when you're looking at heroes like Dazzle and Chen being in your lineup, and then you got like Scorched Earth. So, yeah. But I thought at least to put the Blink Dagger. from Puck on cooldown, or the Blink Dagger from Centaur on cooldown. That was where my logic was going with it all. But if he goes this, then we still get our Diffusal build, which is also the other thing we're searching for.
I think you were on point earlier when you talked about Doom needing the mana to do what he needs to do. Like, normally Doom doesn't seem like he's a very mana-hungry hero until you realize, oh wait, I can't even have enough mana to cast Scourge Earth.
Or you watch a Turtle really play it. You just watch him play it, and then you realize just how little mana there is.
So they're gonna try to smoke gank on the mid lane against S4, and
they got him. He's too close now. With the Poison Sting, he goes in Dragon Form, they use a Dream Core first. The Centaur still has his Stomp available, but Centaur just comes in for that level 2 double edge. The Illumina still does some decent damage out from Arcade, but then again, it's only a level 1 Illuminate still, and they leave an aggressive Observer Ward behind, so they can still fight it out. And they can see Arcade. Puppy is trying to, he was hoping to loop his troll around the back there to catch out Arcade a little bit too close. They could force out the tower.
And this is why I question, why don't we see more Keeper of Light? No other support could defend a tier 1 push like that. He stands a mile away,
it's 1v4.
Illuminate, and there's your push.
With only a level 1 Luna, but in comes Dendi and Phonic. In through the rear, silence, boom! Reason why the old man goes crippled. That is a very, very quick death.
And we also see a quick hand of Midas coming out from Havos. Normally when you see Doom being played nowadays, you see the quick met, the quick blast, just small items here and there to help out your team, but Chen's got coverage on that, so we're going to see a little bit more farming-oriented of a Doom.
No, I think Havos has really understood this game very well. He understands the later portion of the game. If he doesn't stay in front of the net worth of the PL, and if he doesn't stay in front of like the key items of the PL, then he's just going to end up being food. So if he could be that big, tanky kind of guy on the front lines that buys space for that Centaur to come through and then dish out his damage. Speaking of damage, EGM tries to do for a quick sale, but Phonic's able to kill him off on the top lane. This Blink Dagger's coming in a lot quicker. But this Doombringer can be the boss in the fight, just like he was as the Lycan in the last game.
Oh no, looks like the Centaur is going to just go for a Vanguard instead of the Blink Dagger for himself. So he's like, you know what, we're going to just use Stampede early on and give the team a little bit more mobility. And can you imagine a stamping Doom running at you? Is there anything scarier than that?
I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything right now.
There you go.
Hang on, no, a Doombringer with an Assault Cuirass and Heart. Thought of, fearful.
Yeah.
Oh. But then again, it would be nice if Havos was able to find himself a different creep. I know he doesn't want to use Scorched Earth, so he's enjoying having the Unholy Aura for now. But he's going to need something a little bit more. Like, the Pack Wolf Aura has to come at some point when he finds an Alpha Wolf.
Yeah, I mean, with Chen constantly foraying through the jungle, you know, we'll find one eventually, and he'll get it. He's got to use that Midas, is what he needs to do.
I think he wants to use it on a creep in the jungle.
He's going to take a little trip.
Because if he starts using too much on the creep wave, he's going to force it out too fast. I think that's his... Okay, now he's got a catapult, so it won't really matter. Yeah, I think he's worried about losing the control of the lane. Because the closer he gets towards that tier 1 tower, the worse it could be, because he doesn't know what Batrider's up to. Batrider's gone missing and has himself a 10-minute Blink Dagger, and Havos doesn't know this yet, so he's trying to be just a little bit more cautious.
Yeah, he should have an inclination. Generally, this is the time of the game where the Batrider disappears for that 1 minute into the jungle, where he farms a stack that the supports have gave him. And you should be like, hey guys, red flashing sign, Batrider's been missing for a minute now. Blink should be on.
Dendi, S4, Dream Call to set up, and then the Centaur ult is used, and Chen, everyone groups around. Where is this Dazzle heal? It's not there, but Phonic will finish the job anyway. The 4 points up in that double edge just slice through the DK. And this means now they will bring down the tier 1 tower. Coddle's busy defending the bottom.
I just find it, to me, a little funny that Chen has Centaur and the biggest Centaur does the last stomp to ensure the kill.
And Bulldog jumps in. He got a Vorst. They may have to Shallow Grave a Vorst right now. The first heal will go there. Wow, that really doesn't last long. Lasso. Meanwhile, mid-tier 2 tower is being pushed out. Loader is trying to force out the top tower. He needs the gold really. He's sitting at 2.2k gold. Like he wants more money. Now Phonic's already used his double edge. They're trying to find initiation. Illuminate, breathe fire, the creep wave is gone. And then blink up. Whoa, Admiral Bulldog. This is for a man who doesn't have Lasso moving in the way he's moving, while Na'Vi is going to force out the tier 1 tower in the bot lane.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the weakness of the particular Alliance draft, where they just don't do anything early until your Shadow Shaman gets a quick Blink Dagger, which I don't think you'll ever find in the next 15 minutes. your Dragonite, I mean, he's just a sitting glorified melee creep in most of the time. What is this draft supposed to do? They're supposed to actually maybe get 1 or 2 kills and push down tier 1 or 2, but they're just not finding the opening.
Ooh, EGM, Dendi, just a quick jump in. You're talking about opening, man. He's gonna get himself denied. Almost. The Mutt Golem just didn't know what to do with it. Well, they caught. And wow, really? Doombringer? Okay. We are really running this Eternal Envy style. We don't care about no mana.
I mean, if you look at the way the game's going, Alliance is just this horse on the ground whimpering, and Navi's just kicking it, and they're not fighting back. So hey, let's just get more killing items.
Oh, they're gonna kick again. Yeah, they're coming in for S4 right now. Dendi already started the initiation, and then they need to get Kuro and Puppy in there. But S4's got a lot of life points with those one charge. The Centaur stop from Puppy, able to control him. Admiral Bullock was trying to drag back Dendi a little bit closer, but it just wasn't enough, and they're even just killing off the Centaurs, which is troublesome, and Dendi ring and surge back in on EGM. He's going to orb up and then TP back out. Admiral Bulldog, no mana, and also Flame Break on cooldown. While up on top lane, PL goes down. It's 9-2. The Doom was used at the end of the day. So they're double initiating in mid as well as top. Man, talk about kicking a horse. They've actually taken off all the limbs and then asking it to run.
Yeah, that's messed up, by the way. Navi is just really itemizing properly in terms of the Doom going for the Shadow Blade. Now the Blink Dagger's online after just a casual Ring of Health on Funnick. I will find it. Maybe this is why we don't see Kato PL too much, because the game just moves so quickly, and that combo, the duo, just gets online very slowly comparatively.
Yeah. If PL also didn't die up on the top lane, so I'm not quite sure about what Loda is planning. I kind of feel like he's keeping his options open too. Like, if it has to be split push Radiance, then he'll go it. But sitting at 2.3k gold, like if you're going to Fuser Blade, you would still probably think about, like, why would you want to Stout Shield when you could have like 2 Blades of Alacrity?
Yeah.
That's why I don't think he's decided on his item choice yet.
It's a tough game for Alliance. Unfortunately, they don't have a really highly level Batrider. I mean, if Batrider gets to 11, that would be pretty good. Also, the big difference from this game and last game is Ancient Apparition provided a lot of the early game burst damage. So if last 2 gets 1, they could just burst.
Top lane. RK, again, troublesome for him. Funnick diving underneath the tier 3 tower to get that kill with Centaur ulti as well as Blink Dagger. Talk about Coddle being able to remain in close. When you got Blink initiating heroes like that, not to mention with the Centaur ultimate, you can't contest it. But it will be a tier 2 tower on the top lane going down, while Alliance also claim the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane. And talk about greed. S4, while he's being pushed, goes in for a hand of Midas on this DK. It's like they feel they can hold this one out right now, but Na'Vi just go high ground, and well, RK, good time. Good time staying dead. Welcome back to the pit. S4 also level dead, poisoned up, troll trapped up. The Centaur actually getting Dragon Tail stunned, trying to keep him out. Flame Break as Admiral Bulldog. Oh, Dendi's in. 2 on the Dream Coil. And instantly EGM dead. Funnick comes up, splits the Batrider, picking off the wings. And now it's 13-2, and Na'Vi may just have the win right here. The 2 cores are still up for Alliance, but it's the 2 cores who are not online yet. They can't do anything, and Funnick! Boom! Dendi with the orb, finishes the job on the PL. And S4, like he's trying to breathe fire, but the Centaurs, they both got their stomps back again. First up, he just can't get close enough. He just can't get close enough. EGM's back alive again. Alliance will lose their top racks. And this is a PL Radiance they're trying to get. Like, people being sent back to base. They'll accept what they've got right now, which is the melee on the top. They'll keep. Oh, it's more! Dendi with the orb damage too. The Centaur was just perfect. The Aluminum will fly out. It's going to connect on Dendi, but the Meg charge is already there. Admiral Bulldog attempted to deny from EGM. Yet just helps speed his Batrider to death. This is almost, yeah, there it is. It's GG. 16 minutes in, Alliance realize that their cores are never going to do what they need to do for him.
You know what this reminds me? It reminds me of Game 1 of the Grand Final of TI3, where Na'Vi had this like carry Venno draft for Havos and like Avenge, and they just GG out in 16 minutes. Sometimes when draft doesn't work, this is what happens. You get a 6-minute one-way stomp.